Hello everyone, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi and I'll be your guide for today. This is going to be a pick-a-card reading on the topic of your family. This may be about the family you have already created, the people in your life that you call your family because you chose them to be in your life, or about your biological family, your parents, the people who have brought you into this world and have raised you. Take the messages as they apply to your current life circumstances. I'm here to show you the signs, the symbols, and interpret them, but it's up to you to make the message your own. Keep in mind you're a powerful creator, and whatever you say goes in your life as long as you keep in touch with the divine. I have here for you a choice of 3 different affirmations. I thought I would give you these affirmations. They came to me while I was doing my daily stretches and spiritual meditation routine. So I have here for group 1, I hope. For group 2, I follow. For group 3, I have. And I have already pre-shuffled your oracle and tarot cards. Everything is linked in the description box below if you are thinking about getting in touch with these tarot decks, purchasing them for yourself, just doing a little bit of research as to what is out there. Go check them out. If you click on those links, I also earn a very small commission and I am very grateful for your support. Other ways in which you can support me is to order a personal reading. I am open for those. I offer birth chart reports and also personal readings at affordable prices. Again, the second link in the description box takes you to my website where you can also read astrological articles. I have a really juicy one coming right up, so keep in mind that you may follow my website to receive notifications when I post a new article. I'm also active on Instagram, on TikTok. I have a second channel, the Eden Nearby, where I post chill meditation clips and upcoming vlogs. And I have a third channel which I just debuted on astrology only. So go check out the Spiritual Cosmos. I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe and help me raise the number of subscribers, the number of crew members that are supporting me there as well. All this being said, thank you so much for being here. As always, I'm incredibly grateful and thankful, and I love to keep showing up and doing these clips for you guys. I love the fact that I felt something heavy in my heart. I talked to you about it and you guys have been just giving me energy and a lot of support, and now I just feel like I'm back into the game. I feel like I have something meaningful to work towards, and I really appreciate the way you are receiving these clips. I wanted to give you throughout this entire week a number of diverse pick-a-card readings because I know a lot of you have been messaging me regarding a variety of life situations. It's not just love. Some of you are also concerned about your pets, and I promise you there will be a pick-a-card reading coming soon on the life of your pets and what messages you may receive from them. But coming back to today's topic, let's find out what spiritual messages you are meant to find out in this reading today regarding the health, the development, the progress, the relationship with your family. So let's jump straight into it. Hey group 1, I'm so happy to have you here with me for another pick-a-card reading. This one will be on the topic of what's going on with your family. What are your relationships with your parents, your relatives, or the family you may have created? So this is for those of you that were drawn to the I hope affirmation. I see that there is a wave of positivity you are trying to manifest in your relationship to the people in your life that you call your nearest and dearest. Let's see the cards that you got and whether this is possible. So we have the 5 of Wands blocked. Trying to overcome a period of conflicts, misunderstandings, needing to defend yourself and defend what you believe in. But most importantly, you had to defend your actions. You took some decisions that may have upset your parents, may have challenged the balance in your family life, and I think maybe even your relatives have been gossiping about your decisions, leading to increased tension in the relationships in your family. You may have also felt unprotected because we have the pentagram reversed here, almost as if the ground is being pulled from beneath your feet, or it's trembling and you're no longer feeling safe. supported. Eight of Pentacles. There may have been some problems with a sum of money that was misused, or an occupation that you felt you had to change, and now your relatives, your parents are not happy with this decision. If this is about your soul family, you may have worked in the service of your soul family and you decided to pull back your energy and no longer contribute, and this is leading to some tensions in your personal connections to them. So problems with money, problems with work, you making a decision that may have involved leaving a toxic work environment, and this is reflecting in a negative way in your situation with your relatives, with your parents. At least the way that they perceive your decision tends to be not really accurate with the reason why you have made a choice. The Moon. I feel like you're also not explaining yourself properly, because the Moon shows somebody that wants to keep to themselves, somebody that is mysterious, that doesn't justify their actions, a decision that may have been taken impulsively, based on feelings rather than reason. Maybe one day you just decided, you know what, I had enough, I'm moving out, I'm walking away, I'm stopping my course of study, I'm leaving this job, I'm giving this money away, I don't care anymore. It was a decision based on something that's been brewing up inside of you for a very long time with the Moon here. And it's hard to justify because you just felt like you had to do it. And I feel that your parents, your family, your relatives, they don't really understand the emotional side of this. Because I feel that a lot of them are thinking that you should have continued to fight, you should have continued to struggle and ask for your money, ask for the payment for your income, to continue to put in the hard work. What are you doing? You know, why are you backing out of this? There may be some sort of financial entanglements. Maybe you're helping your parents with a mortgage, or maybe you borrowed some money from them in order to create this goal of yours that has now been shattered. And I feel that there is a little bit of resentment brewing. The mother is really important here. With the Moon card, the mother carries the biggest weight. You could be part of a single parent family, and the mother is your main parent, your main source of what you consider to be a family. It could also be that some of you have made a decision to cut back on work and be a stay-at-home mother. You're prioritizing your private world, your child, your stay-at-home energy, your domestic energy, over the energy of being out there into the public and earning money and being more in that masculine kind of vibration. And people don't understand why you're doing this. Maybe you were brought up in a really progressive family where education was strongly emphasized, and you being independent and earning money, and all of a sudden you're pulling this traditional card on them and everybody's shocked. It's like, what? All this effort we invested into making you an independent person, and now you're getting pregnant and you want to stay at home? Maybe for some of you this conversation could take place. Keep in mind, I'm reading here for a large collective and I'm only laughing just to dispel the tension. I can understand it may be stressful if you have this kind of a criticism coming at you. It's never easy, of course. And I do feel that if you have decided to just be a mother, just be a wife, that's okay, boo. You know, you do you. Make out of your life whatever makes you happy. For some of us, you know, we were naturally created to be more domestic. A lot of us have placements in the 8th house, the 12th house, the 4th house. We naturally need to spend more time in this incarnation focused on domestic issues, private issues, taking care of children, of the sick, of the vulnerable. Not all of us are supposed to be like independent go-getters and winning the Pulitzer Prize and being out there, you know, like raising our flag. A lot of us have to do these more like internalized, these more private, these more home-related, family-related things. And unfortunately, society doesn't value those as much as society values making a lot of money and appearing on the cover of magazines because of a fantastic cultural achievement you have created. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to value the simple things, the care-based aspects of reality. So we have here the Hermit blocked, and we have here the King of Pentacles. There is a very upset, and I know why he's upset. There is a very upset earth sign in your family, a very pragmatic man, potentially a Virgo, because we have the clarifying Hermit card here right next to the King of Pentacles. As you guys know, the King of Pentacles could represent any of the three earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but the Hermit clarifies it's most likely a Virgo that you're dealing here with, a low vibrational Virgo, unfortunately somebody older than you. So I see here a father figure or even an upset boss. For some of you out there, you may not have the support of your family of origin, and you consider the people that you work with to be some sort of extended family to you, and you're having this kind of tension at the moment with a boss who took on the role unconsciously of a paternal figure to you. And you're standing up to this man in your family, whether it is the soul family, work family, or family of origin. Apply it to your circumstances, please. So I feel that you're doing well by standing up to this individual. You shouldn't allow other people around you, you shouldn't allow a mother figure to kind of coax you into giving in to this man's demand. This man is not living inside of himself. This man is very focused on what he can get outside of himself. The Hermit block talks about a person who is incapable of being alone, a person who may find it difficult to enjoy solitude, to enjoy silence. This could be a person that constantly overworks himself, overextends his energy, may have some health-related issues. Yeah, this is a person that doesn't understand the meaning and value of inner peace and contemplation and calm and study and solitude. All of the good qualities of Hermit. This person is not about them. So I see here a person obsessed with control, money, and material aspects to the detriment of their inner life and emotions. And you're making a decision, a very brave decision, I have to say, Group 1, based on your heart, on your feelings. You're tired. You don't want to be part of the rat race. You don't want to risk your health and compromise your integrity and your values just to earn some money. Money comes and goes, And unless you're a pharaoh, you're not going to take it with you to the other side, Sorry about that. I just felt the need to insert a joke here, because it's getting a little bit hot under the collar. So I feel very strongly that you should continue to stand your ground. I feel that there is some sort of karma with the father. You may have Saturn in Capricorn, or Pluto's transit retrograde in the final degree of Capricorn is really pulling out all the energy and trying to get you to stand up to this very strong, toxic father figure. And you have to do it. It's kind of like you're fighting in a subtle way the patriarchy by standing up to this man. Whether you're a man or a woman, both men and women can fight against the abuses of patriarchy. So I feel very strongly here that this conflict was meant to happen. You're trying to overcome it. You're trying to deal with it in the best possible way. I feel that the decision you have made was correct, was in alignment with your heart, and I feel that you focusing and prioritizing emotions, values, your inner world, your inner peace over money and control and material pursuits at this point in your life is the right thing to do. You are breaking through a family pattern, a karma related to excessive work as a means to escape your own feelings. So you're dealing here with a person that is so obtuse to their own feelings. They created this wall between themselves and other people. They may have even had a poor relationship with your mother, if your father is still connected to your mother in some way, because of the fact that they always prioritized, what can I get? How can I use this? What is this doing for me? Instead of caring about the emotions of other people, caring about their well-being, taking things a little bit slower, maybe enjoying life rather than just constantly grabbing and, holding and being greedy and thinking about how much does this cost? What is the price tag of this, So quite a heavy earth energy. Earth signs sometimes when they're low vibrational, they feel like a mudslide. They feel like a cavern in which you are trapped in because of a rock slide. It doesn't feel comfortable. It feels heavy and you can't breathe. You feel suffocated. But a high vibrational earth sign is really, really this stable, secure, responsible, loyal energy that has your back and is able to pull up resources to help you bring dreams and goals into material reality. So I feel that you hope that there could be a reconciliation. You have hope in your heart that eventually this very strong, masculine father figure, boss figure could wise up and could understand the reasons why you made an important decision in your life. Why you had to give up a sum of money, why you had to give up a job, why you're prioritizing your feelings. It could be that you're even saying, you know, I want to marry the person I want, not the person you want for me. In some cases, this could be something related to the date of your marriage or the person you have chosen to love. Let me show you the oracle cards. So we have here, trust your path. And here is, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So this conflict with your father figure is helping you understand that you don't have to seek comfort into the arms of a father to feel safe in the world. That was a sort of attachment you needed to have up until a certain age in your development. Now it's time to break away from that. You don't have to do things that please your father and your mother. You don't have to live up constantly trying to please the father figure in order to feel safe. You're figuring out through this conflict that you can give yourself a sense of security through your inner determination, through your decision to make something out of a toxic situation that was handed to you, and you're choosing your feelings and you're choosing to find security in the decision you have made rather than in living up to the standards and expectations of a father figure. So follow your north node. I feel like your north node in your chart, that point of destiny, is really activated in this period. And it might be that in order to go through your dharma, to reach the rewards of the responsibilities you had to live up to in this lifetime, you may have to fight for it. Yeah, you may have a north node in Aries, you may have north node in Capricorn, some difficult energy there with the father figure. But you're wising up into your own authority. You are becoming that moral and balanced father figure you wish you had. Yeah, realignment. Your energetic points, the ones in your body, are being a little bit scrambled right now by this conflict. But they're only scrambled so they can come back into a sense of whole. It's like when you drop a stone or something, a large body, into the calm water of a lake. It produces those weird ripples, right? There are drops everywhere. But then the lake comes back to this point of stasis and calm. And you are able to see almost a mirror reflection that it creates. So don't worry, the situation is temporary. The conflict will die down. It is meant to be. It's meant to push you towards an inner feeling of authority, of leadership, of I've got this. Even if my father doesn't have my back, even if my mother stands with him and supports him, even if my relatives are gossiping, I am going to stand firm to the decision I have made. And you know what this creates in you? Confidence, bit by bit, by making tough decisions, by standing up with your truth in front of the people that have raised you and declaring to them, this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna do. You are building confidence, yeah? And you're detaching from codependency and toxic people pleasing. And we also have here the final card, lineage of the rose. Moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call, gather. Ultimately, you're finding a more receptive, feminine, emotional, creative, artistic, peaceful way of existing. You're detaching from the abuses of patriarchal energy in your life. You're finding I would even say you're finding a feminist identity, which is interesting because I actually wrote a chapter on how I discovered my feminist identity while I was researching men, fatherhood, and love. And I was also reflecting a lot on my relationship to my own father. You can check it out on my website if you're interested in some of the academic work I have released. It's out there, you can read it, you can download it. It's a really interesting piece of work. Anyway, but this is what I had to say for you, Group 1. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. God bless. Good luck in all of your endeavors with your family. Stand firm and stay determined. Don't allow your father figure to intimidate you, because you're turning into your own father figure. Okay, I'm sending you so much light. See you in my next one. Ciao. Hey Group 2, welcome to a pick-a-card reading on the topic of family-related issues, themes. We'll see what pops up today. I need to say that even before I pressed record on your reading, I could feel a wave of tiredness overwhelm me, and I had to take a sip from my coffee. This is for those of you who are drawn to the I follow affirmation. My goodness, I feel like you're incredibly exhausted. My poor little Group 2, you are in need of some deep, deep rest. You may have been burning the candle at both ends and you're depleted of energy. Somehow you made it to my channel and you found this reading, so I hope that the messages that will come through today for you are going to be deeply calming, deeply inspiring in a slow way, and that hopefully I might be able to just inspire you to go to sleep, to relax enough to just float away into dreamland. Let's see. So the cards that you got, I'm going to begin first with your tarot decks, are the Strength card. We have Leo energy here. So you really had to put on a brave face. You really had to put on a facade and show people just how strong you are. We have the Two of Wands. You're exploring, you're searching for something. You're doing it in a cautious way. You still have a lot of things to write down and consider before you go on a big adventure, but you're trying to put the finishing touches. I also feel that in your family there could be some sort of competition between you and a sibling, and that's why you feel like you have to prove yourself in order to gain the approval, love, and even financial support or some sort of material resources from your parents. The Ace of Swords, blocked, not feeling able to speak up, not knowing exactly what to say. You feel as if there needs to be a conversation, a difficult conversation maybe, and it's not happening, it's stalling. The moment is never there. You're trying to speak to a mother, a father figure, and it just feels like it's heavy, it's difficult, you can never find the right time to say something to them. And the Four of Cups, it could be that some of you have been harboring a secret addiction. For some of you, this could be drinking as a way to calm down your social anxiety. And it may be that this addiction completely rewired your brain for a while, and it may have interfered with your sleeping patterns. Some of you are addicted to your work. You're addicted to kind of... It's hard to put into words, but it's like you're addicted to showing the world that you are okay, when in reality you are tired of putting up this facade of strength. Because you see the difference between these two energies, right? It's like on one hand, I'm the golden child, I'm perfect. Whatever I do, it just works out for me, you know? I am intelligent and smart and good looking, and I have a good job, and I have a working relationship, and in reality, this is what's going on. I am all over the place. I am spilling things left and right. I'm making mistakes, and I'm mortified that my parents will see this, that they will see this imperfect mess rather than the poster child that they may have as a picture somewhere plastered up on the wall. It may be that you come from rather, I wouldn't say poor necessarily, but like from unfavorable life circumstances, and your parents may have sacrificed a lot of themselves in order to help you complete your study, help you complete your education, help you get a job, and maybe even have just to help you get food and raise you properly. And now you feel like you have to pay them back. You feel like you have to do something to balance the scales. You feel deeply indebted to them. But you know, having parents that just take care of your basic needs and help you throughout your education, that's the basic a parent can do. You know, you don't owe them anything. This is what any parent, any responsible parent needs to do in this world. But it may be that your parents have kind of like lorded over their responsibility onto your shoulders, and they only want to see perfection. They cannot take any mistakes, any faults, any problems, any messes in your life, because they take it personally. It feels like it reflects poorly on them. So you're tired. You're incredibly tired because you have to put up a facade of who you aren't really in reality. We are all allowed to mess up a little bit. We can all go through periods of addiction, you know. The structure of capitalism is created in such a way that we become addicted to hits of dopamine. Everything around us is telling us, you know, let go of restrictions, buy this, do this, say yes to this, join that, you know, because it wants you to consume, it wants you to participate, it wants you to produce all the time, so it can profit off of our backs. So people that decide to live off the grid, people that decide to go to sleep, people that decide to go on holiday, that prioritize family lives, are rebels. Yeah? Capitalism cannot waste every bit of their energy and soak them up of profit. Profit, why did I pronounce it like that? And when I'm saying that, you know, I'm being critical about capitalism, I'm in no way a socialist or anything of that nature, but you can live inside the system and still be critical of it, right? We can be aware of that which contributes to our exploitation and our poor health in general, even while needing to contribute in it, because, hey, that's how we earn our living. So I see you needing to get off the treadmill, no longer participate in building up this facade of strength and power. I feel like it's really important for you to find the courage to fire yourself up and have a difficult conversation and tell your parents what you have been going through. I have a feeling you will be surprised at how supportive they may be. I remember, I can tell you from my own experience, because I also suffered a little bit from this perfect child syndrome. It's okay, you can still find a way to tell them, even without mentioning it directly. You can find a way to just hint at the problem, or just gently break it down to them in manageable chunks, rather than tell them all at once, this is it, I have this problem, or I'm not coping with this, or there is this massive issue. You can find a way to tell a sibling, and then the sibling could tell them. There are very, very different ways. I'm laughing because, you know, it's a variety of ways in which you can indirectly tell them something that could be difficult for you. But most importantly, I see here with your oracle cards, you got the card sleep, slow down, number 33. In order for you to find the courage and the strength to have difficult conversations in your life, to help put the contents of your mind into a verbal flow that is clear and that is coming from your heart, you have to find a way to just rest, to feel safe enough to sleep, to let go of maybe excessive use of caffeine, because maybe you have to produce a lot, you have to think, you have to read, you have to write, you have to prepare for presentations or deadlines, or, you know, I feel like you need to kind of slow down on that, take the foot off the gas pedal, and figure out a way to just make yourself safe enough to let go and surrender. You will find that getting some rest will be massively important to the strength you will have, the actual strength, not the picture perfect Instagram strength, yeah, the one that appears from images or titles or numbers on a piece of paper. Maybe you're hiding behind your income, that could be very good, or behind a curated image that you have on social media, when in reality I see you struggling with something here. You're struggling, and if it's not with an addiction, this is with a mess. There's a mess in your life. You need help, and it could be difficult to ask for it, but you need first to rest, regroup, and then talk. Just simply say, I need help, or I cannot cope with this, or I'm not as perfect as everyone wants me to be. And this could come as a blow to the ego, to the personality. But finding the courage to say that is the first path towards you actually coming back on top. You actually beginning to re-embody this real strength image, not just a facade. So the path towards being the strong person that everybody wants you to be is to acknowledge that you're going through a period right now in which you're vulnerable, in which there is a mess, in which you need the support of your family. It's almost like this courage and this strength is needed for you to acquire deep, deep inner resilience. You are actually becoming that which everybody around you wants you to be. But it's kind of like before you get there, you're given a setback, a vulnerability test by the universe. Because the way in which you have been going about in your life, in your professional life, in your relationships, showing the strength came from anger. It came from tiredness. It didn't come from, I'm actually genuinely strong. I'm genuinely capable of showing vulnerability, of accepting my faults, of being fine with no longer being perfect. And that's the paradox, because when you realize that you're not putting so much pressure on yourself and you're not so attached to outcomes, you actually become that very thing you are chasing. So in your path towards becoming perfect and chasing the ideal and pushing yourself to be this perfect, strong personality, you have weakened yourself. But if you just stop, regroup, rest, and relax, all of a sudden you become that which you were chasing. I hope that makes sense. There is a deep, deep awakening happening in your mind, in your psyche, in your heart. But in order for you to level up, this cannot happen purely on a conscious level. You cannot have everything under control. You have to release, you have to surrender and let go. And how do you do this? By sleeping. Sleeping is the number one way in which we surrender, the way in which we make ourselves naturally vulnerable, the way in which we allow the unconscious part of our minds to meet up with the conscious part. We do so much processing. It's such an important hygiene that the mind does when we sleep. You need sleep, and I'm not talking here about just a nap. I'm talking here about at least 7 to 12 hours, maybe booking a whole weekend away, going someplace nice, sleeping, just with the intent of sleeping. Because you are in a transitional phase, yeah? You're right above or right next to that very thing that you want to achieve. Some of you could be very close to finishing your studies, accomplishing a very important academic performance. Yeah, maybe you're getting your master's, your bachelor's degree, your PhD. Some of you are going right now through a period where at work you are approaching a very big deadline. You're launching something. There's a really important project. You're working with really important clients. Some of you have been organizing something, or you're your own business owner, and you're very close to like a finish line. You're very close to a moment when you need to celebrate with other people, but you're tired. You're tired and things are falling apart right before the finish line because you need to rest in order for the finishing touch to happen. Yeah. So the card that we have here from the Rose Oracle, the second bloom. A second chance. It's never too late. There are new possibilities. So here is your confirmation that you are being given a second chance, potentially in relation to your parents. If there has been some sort of disruption or a separation, you're being given a second chance. I feel like you were drawn to the affirmation I follow because something inside of you needs to soften a little bit. You need to go with the flow more. Because I feel like you're this individual that you've been taught from a young age how to be in control. But obviously life cannot just be cycles of control upon control upon control. Things cannot always go smoothly as we want them to. We get transits, we get karma, we get tests and limits and challenges to help us grow. And you are in one of these growth cycles at the moment. It's not comfortable. It's screwing up everything that you believed in, everything that you planned and carefully arranged, because it's wanting to teach you the benefits of releasing control. Yeah. So I feel like allow yourself to transition, allow the second chance to come into your life, follow what you feel is right for you at the moment, even if you may need to sacrifice some time, even if you may need to sacrifice something at work. It could be that it's time for you to delegate responsibilities to other people if you can, and just sacrifice the need to be constantly switched on and plugged in. Create this space of solitude and stillness, as difficult as it may be. At least try it for 12 hours, 24 hours. It's a day in your life that could really help your synapses, that could really help your unconscious mind. Just press the reset button, and then you'll find the strength to put the finishing touches on a project, to show your family, your parents, that they have something to be truly proud of, but it's something real. It's not a facade that you've been trying to hold on for a very long time to. So let go of the mask, rest, and come back to the task at hand, and demonstrate to everyone that you are truly strong. And this strength is also going to be shown by you talking to your parents about something that has been heavily in your heart, and you've been carrying it for such a long time that it's been making you feel so tired and depleted. Speak up and let them know. For some of you, this could be coming out that you're gay. Yeah? Speak up and let them know. Okay, my heart goes out to you, group 2. I really hope that this helped. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Ciao. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading on the topic of what's going on with your family. I need to tell you that before I dive into your messages, there's something that entered my eye and almost caught me in tears. My flame has extinguished. It was making this funny weird noise, and I've just generally been feeling a little bit like I'm picking up on irritation. So I have the feeling that it was difficult for you to click on this reading, first of all. Second of all, there's something that's been really irritating you, something that hurt you in your relationship to, I'm hearing a parent and potentially a mother figure. So this is a reading for those of you who are drawn to I have, this affirmation that proudly proclaims that you're still holding on to something here. Let's see what this thing is, and let's see how I can give you some guidance. So we have here the 5 of Cups blocked. We have the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups. Jesus. You see here, 4 cards are blocked. Oh my goodness, group 3, what's been happening here? You feel like everything has been shut. You may have been feeling like your family completely cut all contact with you, or that you're not welcomed in the family home anymore. Yeah, there's something that ended, extinguished. You're no longer gaining access to that source of protection or safety, that source of nourishment that you may have received from your parents, whether it was financial, actual nourishment, food, room and board. It's been cut off. There's been some sort of an exile, pushing away. You guys couldn't resolve your differences. You couldn't come to a consensus. And there's been a lot of tears, and there's been a lot of sadness weighing heavy on the hearts of both your relatives and on your heart especially. The Knight of Swords here talks about arguments, a very argumentative family environment, not being able to accept another person's point of view, maybe having political, religious differences, social justice related problems. Maybe your parents could be against the LGBTQ community. Yeah, I can't even say it. My God, the block is so strong. They could have certain racist understandings of society, and you're fighting against that, and you just couldn't reach a consensus. You couldn't find common ground. It's like, this is what they believe, this is what I believe, and it's so different, it's so separate, it's worlds apart. I also feel like a sibling here could be quite rude and mean to you, quite overbearing, a sibling that is trying to keep you locked into a toxic family alliance. This may be a Gemini or an Aquarius or a Libra. A person who thinks that they're right about everything, but they do not accept another person's opinion. A person who's very righteous and on their soapbox. They made you feel weak and like you couldn't stand a chance. You couldn't defend yourself with arguments. Yeah. I can feel how heavy this energy is because you felt lost and abandoned. You felt incredibly sad, almost to the point of being depressed. And you're trying to overcome this. You're trying to walk away. You're trying to build a life away from that which you feel was taken from you. We have 2 fives that are turned on their heads, yeah? The 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. You're trying to overcome low feelings of self-esteem, of unworthiness. You're trying to overcome a lack mentality based on some based on hurt. I cannot put it in words in any other way. Your family has hurt you, has deeply disrespected you in some way. They may have physically harmed you, but emotionally, definitely, and verbally. Oh boy, yeah. They came at you with criticism and arguments and problems and drama, and you're trying to detach yourself from this hurt, and you're trying to build your wealth, build your self-esteem in concrete, pragmatic, tangible ways. You may be trying to also make your body fitter. You're trying to keep to a work schedule. You're trying to block intrusive thoughts, which are stemming from very intense emotions from your family of origin. But you also feel stuck. You feel like your life is stagnant. There's not much happening. You don't feel like that vitality that is necessary to keep on living with passion and purpose and a sense of, I get up in the morning and I'm like, yay, ready to tackle everything, you know? You just get up in the morning and you try to overcome sadness. You try to not think, don't feel. Just stay calm. Just stay calm and apply yourself to the tasks at hand. So I'm going to unblock this energy for you, Group 3, because I hate to see you without the spark of life. Yes, things have been heavy for you, no, without a doubt. But they don't have to continue to be in this way. Yeah? You're a fighter. You're a fighter. You still have fight in you. And not in the way in which you bring violence upon other people or onto yourself, but just having that thrill in the morning to see a challenge and not back down or run away from it, but to just be like, okay, fine, bring it on, life. I'm going to overcome this one as well. And you're acquiring strength and the sense of determination to just keep being here and keep doing the best that you can, because revenge is a life worth well lived and worth living, rather than revenge is taking your unresolved issues upon other people and causing pain because they made you feel hurt. That's just a cycle of drama and pain. So I see here many options being open in front of you, but also a lot of illusions, a lot of snakes and ladders, you know, a lot of choices you may make, and they may lead you down some cul-de-sacs, you know, some dead ends, some problematic people. But they could also lead you towards building something that will last. They could lead you towards the fulfillment of a dream. The 7 of Cups is the card of dreaming, illusions. So you have to find a balance between truly trying to work towards creating your dreams versus dissolving yourself with substances and medication and all sorts of other crutches that keep you from feeling, keep you from being alive and vital and inspired and confident that you can still be loved and lovable in spite of everything that has happened to you and your family. So I see here with your oracle cards, you got the crumbling. Out of this darkness, the road is open to you now. For you to walk into the garden, you are being ushered into a better period in your life. One in which you will meet better people, in which you will be allowed to feel. The 7 of Cups also promises a flow of feeling. If you feel like crying, just let it out. Just cry. Have a really good, ugly cry. And just release the past. I feel that you are afraid that you will not find love because of how your parents effed you up as you were growing up. Because of maybe the domestic violence you witnessed in your family of home, or the lack of respect between genders in your family. But I'm here to let you know that no, love is possible, and it is in the cards for you. Companionship, yeah? You see, you are still incredibly lovable. And instead of blocking yourself from loving other people, try to go out into the world and do something kind and affectionate for someone else. Sometimes the best cure against depression and this obsession with our problems is to step out of our mind and focus on helping somebody else. That gives you an oxytocin boost. It gives you that feeling that you're connected to something bigger than yourself. You feel like you're bonding with someone. Like when a parent bonds with their child. I feel you need that. You need to feel that even if maybe your family may not be the most loving, supportive, kind people that you've met, you still can create relationships based on affection, respect, joy, and understanding with other people. Yeah? You can create your own personal soul family, in which you can include friends and acquaintances and the people you work with, and people from all walks of life that you get to call part of my family. Yeah. So affection is in the cards for you. Companionship is guaranteed. You just have to open yourself enough, risk opening yourself enough to keep being loving in spite of what has happened to you that blocked your heart from love. Because I feel you had to prove to yourself and other people that you're strong and you're stoic and you don't care. Because maybe this is what you had to do to survive in your own family of origin. And now it's time for you to loosen up the defense, because I feel a lot of you are no longer part of that family. And you may be scared, or you may be overwhelmed with the freedom that you are given. But this freedom is a chance for you to truly start being affectionate again. So see it for the gift that it is, rather than you being shunned or excluded. You being shunned from a toxic family is the best thing that could have happened to you. See it for that. And it doesn't matter necessarily that you don't have the picture perfect family that other people brag about on Instagram or on YouTube. Stop watching, first of all, any family related content on YouTube, okay? Don't make yourself sick, because I can guarantee you that what you see on camera is not close to reality most of the time. There are some people out there that are doing really good, authentic work, but most of them, they're doing it for a paycheck, so be careful about what you consume and idealize. So don't re-traumatize yourself, but consider what has happened in your life as you're being given freedom to create your own family. Get back into your power, into this creator role. I have survived. I had to behave in a certain way to survive in that group. Now I'm on my own. I can actually create my own soul family. I can make friends. I can be loving. I can prove myself. I can attract. Yeah? I can be a better parent than my parents were. I can be a better lover, a better neighbor. I can be a better pet owner. Yeah? A member of a community that is involved and cares, not, runs away, is cowardice or violent. Create meaningful connections. And we see we also have here Mother Rose, returning to each other. We see here compassion and humanity. Yeah. What happened to you is not meant to block your heart and get you to be bitter and cruel and punish your body and self-harm. I hope none of you is doing that, by the way. Please, please seek help, because you matter and you're important. You truly are. It was meant for you to understand other people's issues. If you have never been hurt, it will be harder for you to empathize with somebody that has been hurt. If you've never been raised in a toxic environment, if you never had a crazy parent, if you never went through a divorce, if you never were cheated on, you cannot emotionally comprehend what that means and how difficult that is. But if you have, instantly when you find somebody in the same spot as you, if your heart is still open and kind and not bitter and violent, you completely can empathize, and you want to help, and you want to make the other person feel a little bit better because you wish somebody would have done that for you. And that's how you heal, and that's how you create your soul group, and that's how you unleash the light of God into the world. Through your actions, through your words, through your decision to be better than what has happened to you. Yeah? So I feel here mother healing has to happen, especially some issues with the mother, because we have the mother rose. You may be worried that you want to have a child and a family of your own one day, and you're wondering, will I be a good companion? Have I allowed everything that I've been through to destroy the good parts inside of me? No. No. They were just put on freeze. They were put on hold, as you had to cope with other things in your family of origin. But gradually, as you grow older, the responsibilities, the karma, the pain will be processed. Time is your friend. So even if you were to fall in love and have a family later on than most people, don't worry, time is working in your favor. It is healing you and helping you detach from the pain that you witnessed growing up, that you had to endure while you were growing up. And that pain softened you to become a better parent, a better lover, a better wife, daughter, mother than what you had to witness growing up, yeah? So making peace with the divine feminine energy by forgiving, or at least trying to understand where your family of origin was coming from. I'm not saying that you should forget. I'm not saying you should completely, go back to them and re-traumatize yourself. Allow time to pass. Work on making yourself feel good by forgiving and by compassionately giving to other people, because they will give back to you. And allow yourself to open up to new opportunities, new relationships. You can always start again. Each day is a new beginning. Each day is a chance to try again at something that you feel you failed in the past. With each sunset, sunrise, you get a reset, yeah? So make your dreams come true. Don't allow the past to interfere with the present, because I feel your present is beautiful. I feel you truly have something in your life that you can be proud of and happy with. Keep multiplying that and let go of the trauma of the past. You will find that the past will come back in waves in your life, and you will find that you have the strength to deal with it after time has passed. Time is your friend. Saturn, Kronos, is holding you steady in order for you to build foundation. A foundation that will keep you very anchored the moment when maybe a relative, maybe a parent will come back. Yeah, so you're strong, you're safe, you're protected. Just keep loving in spite of everything. And you will create a soul family that you'll be so proud of and so happy to have around you. And I'm also incredibly, immensely grateful that you're here and that you're part of my own soul crew. So thank you so much, Group 3. Comment down below and let me know your experiences. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, take care of your beautiful heart. Ciao.